This two. Sorry, one.
Hmm.
I feel like we need I need like a dimming button, but I don't have one. But welcome to start over. Welcome to College Spade podcast. We're your hosts. We'll get to that as we come, jump into it. Don't worry, I ain't gonna mess it up. I ain't gonna mess it up. But this podcast is about real talk, real faith, and real life. No fluff, no filters, just honest conversations and following Jesus. In the middle of it all, we'll dig into scripture, wrestling, tough situations, and yeah, sometimes we gotta call a spade, but always with love, always with grace. So kick back, relax, and let's get into it. All right, this is our pilot episode. First
Amen.
episode
Number
of this
one.
podcast. The first one.
Number one.
Wait for applause. Wait for applause. Applause. Don't worry. I'm still getting used to these buttons. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna possibly edit that out. I don't know. But yeah. So with that being said, I guess we can just jump right into it as this being the first episode. So I know we didn't say who we were as the host, but I'll let y'all start off. Who are we?
Go ahead. E.
Nah, you go first. You go first. I'm like,
Well, on this podcast, I guess I'm coach mode and also pastor mode. Um, Gotta get into that role. Uh, Born and raised Polk County. Parents from Jamaica. Well, my mom's from Jamaica. Dad from St. Lucia. Uh, I feel like Polk County is the best city in Florida. That's just me. Or best county. Yeah, yeah, I just said that.
Okay.
I might be biased about that, but I want to obviously with this podcast, we just want to be real in all forms of life. Realize you could be you through the lens of God. Obviously that first, and I want to do it with these three guys because obviously with E, what he does, he'll tell you, and also with Cam. So I just want to impact, especially just men in general. 'Cause I feel like a lot of men don't get in these spaces and not able opportunity to do that. So it's about me, married. My anniversary was July 1st, mid of the year. I
congrats,
love my wife.
congrats.
I love my wife. I love you, Taylor. I love you, baby. We're gonna make this money, honestly. But yeah, man. I'm happy, bro. I'm in a great place. I got great people around me, and I just want this thing to be able to. I guess what can I say is it's the first episode, so people are gonna be able to see from the beginning to the stages because we're gonna do this for years to come. I'm calling that right now.
For
So
sure. For
that
sure.
is where I'm
That's
at with
for
it.
sure.
So you go ahead, E.
All right, I'm E. Well, Eric from Miami, from the city. The best county in Florida for sure by far. It's not even close. But I play professional basketball overseas. Basically, I'm here for the same purpose that everybody's here for. Is basically to grow my faith in God, to allow myself to become a better person, a better man, and just being around the people that I'm around. The guys that's on this podcast. They're already there. They're already at the steps where I'm trying to be at. So it's a great learning experience for me for sure by far. But I'm definitely excited for the pod, and I'm just here to inspire and just be real. Call it spade a spade.
I like how you threw the
Good
intro
finish right there, cuz. Good
right.
finish. Good
Right.
finish.
That's how you know he a host for sure. All right. My name is Cam. Well, Cameron, but everybody can just call me Cam. Uh, I was given the honor to be the head host of the show by Pastor Coach Mo over there.
Chill. Here we go.
Um,
Well deserved. Well deserved.
I'm
Definitely well
25.
deserved for sure.
I try. I try. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm 25.
Definitely.
I'm from Polk County as well. That's where again, best county in Florida. Ain't much really be said about it. You know what I mean? A6 is stand up. That's all I gotta say. But I'm in the military. Or
Yeah.
transitioning my way out of the military pretty soon here. Um, did 6 years. One deployment. I know it's not a lot for a lot of people, but it's enough for me. Uh, then yeah, just looking at this. What I'm hoping to get out of this is just a transition out of here, out of the military, give me something to keep myself busy with, and I got two great guys to kind of piggyback off of. I am the youngest, 25, so like I said, so I'm basically still learning life, uh, but I do got some notches on my belt as I am a father and a husband. Um, been married for coming up on 5 years in February. Hey, you know.
Congrats,
Shout out
congrats.
to my beautiful wife. Shout out to my beautiful wife who's putting up with me every single day. I ain't gonna lie, it takes a lot to deal with me. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's just like I said, giving everybody a perspective as to um, what God can do in your life, and
Amen.
the ways He can move, the people He can put you with, and the ways that He's just been good overall. So, like I said, it's tough situations that we've all been through that we can dig into. So that's who we are, and without further ado, we can just jump right into the question. Which I remember we talked about this before because we do a lot of talking offline as well. But we're gonna jump into something real deep. What does it mean to truly be a man of God in today's culture? First episode, we started off hot. Yes.
Well, I got it.
Mo, you starting it off?
To be a man of God, yeah, is being consistent. Um, if you're not consistent with the word, your habits won't show. So I'll take it back to basketball. If your play ain't good, what's your habits? So are you watching film? Are you doing those things? If you're not doing that things with the word, the devil gonna find his way to get in there. And also that can be in different forms. It can be lust. As men, we all struggle with that before, let's just be honest. It can be confidence. How do you know how to lead? I always tell people the best manual is the Bible. So if anything, if you're not studying the word, if you're not obviously voices, all those things, if you're not being consistent with those things, 9 times out of 10, your habits is not gonna be good. You might find yourself in. So I feel as if we spoke about this before, but in today's culture, it's harder because we live in a comparison world where you have social media and you see people doing certain things and you feel that you should be in their position. Somebody bought a house, and if anything, it make you feel less as a man because one of the things we want to do as a man is provide. So we feel we're not providing for our family or even for ourselves or for our moms. We put so much pressure on ourselves that we realize that we ain't strong enough to do that. So we only can do that with him. So I'm realizing the more I'm more consistent and honest, because one of the things is I learned also is don't filter your prayers. Sometimes we go in, God, I love you. And we really don't feel like that. Like sometimes I'd be like, yo, where you at, cuz? Like I really be telling them just like that. And when I did
Nah,
that, even
facts,
today, I like when
facts.
I do that, I feel a lot better. Cause I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
he knows how I really feel. Cause sometimes we think like, dang, he can't handle this. Yes, he can. So I just think in today's control, to be a man of God, you gotta be consistent and don't fall in the cycle of comparison because your timing is different than other people's timing. If you read throughout scriptures, people's timing was just different. If anything, God gonna test your faith. Especially as a man, because we're called to lead the house, right? And you realize that's why I think for the most part it takes the mind of a man because when a man is in a home, a husband and a wife, the roles of the kids are different.
Mm-hmm.
So something I'm realizing, I'm reading the book How I Outwitting the Devil, is that literally this dude did an interview with the devil, and people say it was weird, but it wasn't because literally he was saying this one of the 6 things people struggle with is obviously one of them is wealth, right? They don't want to be poor. Who wants to be poor? So we go hard at something. So that's one of the things I realized, man. Like sometimes, okay, you have your seasons as being calm. So it's like you gotta be consistent. You know,
Okay.
that's just me.
I like that. E, the question is different for you. Yeah, I won't give you the same one. It's gonna be too easy. So, E, with you being we're gonna jump right into what you do professionally. You being a professional athlete,
Mm.
how does consistency in Christ kind of correlate to consistency in basketball? I know Mo kind of just said it too, like where your game has to correlate to it too. But you being someone that has to travel all the time, and you may not have like a stable church home as most people would want. Like, how does that consistency with staying with God be with you exactly as you come back and forth for your season?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's pretty much like Mo said. Like, if you're not into the word, or if I'm not working out on my game, and I'm not going to put no shots up, like my game is not going to be the same. It's going to show, like you can see it. So it's the same with like Christ, like with God, getting closer to God, just being consistent, like Mo said, making sure like when I have game days, I may not read every day, but I read scriptures. I make sure I talk to God before. So like for me, being consistent with that is like that's the biggest thing for me because when I'm overseas, my mind is a bunch of different places. Like, of course, I got family here. I'm away home from family, so I'm not always in a mindset of Christ of like what I need to do because my days are just so filled. Like, which is why I said like I'm on a journey to getting there, like to learning to add that into like it's no excuse, but yeah, just being consistent. But I always make sure, like I say, I don't pray much. I mean, I don't read the Bible much, but I pray every day. Like whenever I'm walking around, I'm always talking to God. So basically, it's just the same, just putting that same effort in, and whether it could be like the smallest thing. If I want to get good at shooting in the gym, I'll go to the gym a lot. So like if I want to get a relationship with God, which I didn't have in the past, I feel like me taking this little step of talking to Him throughout my day. Like yeah, I don't know that much scriptures, but talking to Him for me, that's the consistency of showing that I'm trying to be a man of God. Like I'm leading into that era of where I want to show my faith and show my give my love back to God. You know, everything He done for me in my career, in my life. Like what I'm the places I'm going now is yeah, I've worked for it, but God put me in those doors, put me in those positions. So just being consistent for sure. Like that's the biggest thing that I could say.
That's well said right there.
Yeah, very well said. For me, I definitely, I guess we all got the same answer, so I'm gonna try to do it different here. I would say instead of consistency, I would say mine would be obedience. I think so many times we find it hard to kind of stop and listen to God and just be obedient to what He's calling us to do, because a lot of times, a lot of us don't want to, especially in today's culture, nobody really wants to listen to someone telling them they have all this stuff to do. You know, I remember joining the military. Everybody's biggest focus was, oh, I don't like how people are yelling at me and telling me where I got to go and what I got to do and what I got to do. But it was more so if you were obedient to it and you just did your role to it, you kind of figured out that it was actually leading you to something better. It was building you up to be who you are now, you know, like a soldier at the end of it. But I think that's what I mean, yeah, I mean, you can say it the same way for Christ. We're being obedient and building ourselves up to be disciples of Christ so that we can go out and build more disciples. We can't do that if we're not listening to what He says for us to do and actually applying those things in our life. So I think obedience is the biggest thing as far as to like how culture is today, like what that really means to be a man of God in culture today. Because again, being a man, you ain't gonna always want to be told what to do. You know, as his guys, you're gonna be like, man, why does dude telling me I gotta do this, or why he telling me I gotta do that? It's like no, but if you listen to what he's telling you, this can help you. And I know it's the same like basketball. If your coach is telling you that you gotta run this play and go to this place on the court, then you need to go there because if you don't,
Yeah.
you missing that ball to get that shot. You know what I mean? That play call can may not look like it's for you, but in the game it can be for you. You know, I did play a little ball in my high school years. That's it. Though. I ain't gonna go further. I ain't go like y'all. Though. I ain't go like y'all. You know, missed some big shots over there.
Trying to
Don't do
see what you got out there. I'm trying to see. Definitely.
I'm a little rusty. I'm a little rusty.
that.
But yeah, I would say obedience is a very big thing in today's culture with following Christ. If you're not obedient, then God can't really do much with you. You know. So
Mm.
Man, so you he something hit on. Sorry, Holy Spirit hit me. Trust and rules. So I asked my player, like, why? I said, are you leading people to death or life? And then he tried to be like, I'm doing both. I said, how you do? You can't do both. And then he was like, Coach, I don't like all the rules. You know what I'm saying? And I said, at the time, I said, the rules are placed to prevent us from being us.
yep,
Because let's be honest, if we truly did everything we wanted to do, we are terrible people. We can be. But that's when Holy Spirit comes in. You know, people try to make it awkward when it comes to the Christian side of life, but Holy Spirit's a real thing. You know, I didn't really know until I had my first encounter, and it's like it takes a hold of you. And then after that, it's like a weight is lifted off of you. So a lot of that comes with trusting. Because the thing about it is, I think a lot of coaches why they don't do it is because the trust factor. That's why I say don't put no trust in men. You know, they put that same that they get that same title to God. Oh, and then something happens. If anything, we mad at God because what happens? Let's just be honest. That's just us. That's the trust factor. Like, yo, I trusted you and this happened. But but we can't question God because for the most part, the reason this happens, everything, if anything, is to build our character and our faith, and that we're all walking miracles. We're here that we're literally here to give testimony to other people. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what comes with it. Is trust and rules. So sorry, that was something else I've added. To when it comes to this, because
You good? Because there's a question coming your way right now. As a matter of fact, so you speak of
my way.
trust. Yeah, your way. Yes, right now.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so you speak of trust, and we joke and call you Pastor Coach Mo, but you had to get all these things in these titles. So how has trust in God become a very big factor in your life today?
Trusting the process. Um, and like I just said, sometimes you done been at war because we don't feel like war can be obviously overseas, but the biggest war is here. So when you build habits for so many amount of years, and then you get to a point where you're comfortable, it's like your mind is anticipating. Like now, my phone ring, the first thing I think is something bad.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like, yo, like why I can't trust it being good. So when I'm a lot of that is with my words because I could be thinking one thing, but what am I saying? And then realizing that I also go back to reflecting. Like for example, before you called my wife. I told her, I said enough. I don't think human beings do enough reflecting, right? So in the moment, all things break loose, everything's off the chain. You sit back and you just be like, all right. You got to sit back on the moment of what he did before, and that's reflecting.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's like, okay, he did it before. Why he won't do it again? You know what I'm saying? So that trusting, and then also realizing that because something I'm struggling with, honestly, and I'll just be transparent, is forgiveness and other people. And sometimes I put the same title when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to God.
Mm-hmm.
So the trusting part is hard, bro. Like I'm not even gonna cap with you. Like that is hard. But then when I realized every time I did trust him, even though it was hard, I'd be like, God, thank you. I appreciate that because it built me as a person. And then I'm realizing that this walk has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
It really don't. And then the more I read the word to realize that he cares about nothing here. Like when I get to heaven, like he ain't gonna care about if I make $1 million here, right? Or if I
Yeah,
go on the court, because I have an ego. We all got egos.
yeah,
You don't care about none of that. If I came with 5 MVPs and all these state titles and championships, he gonna be looking at me like, all right, what'd you do towards your kids? Who are them as people? What type of husband were you? Right? Because now that's something I have to navigate. It's a trusting process because being a leader is not easy. It's not easy. It's definitely for the weak. So that trusting part is definitely a step by step thing.
yeah. I agree. Trusting is definitely well, my wife is sitting right here. but
She's
no,
saying,
trusting definitely is
yeah,
a thing that I would say is that definitely has been a big thing for me as well as trusting God because trusting God to kind of figure out where life is after the military. A lot of times, um, especially like just what I've been through throughout my career is like I've been and then kind of coming towards the close. It's always been very like kind of secure. That's what people find the military as security because it's always there. You get a paycheck every first 15th, all that stuff like that, right? It's a lot of stuff that comes with it. But I think now looking at getting out, it's like okay, well, I don't want to sit here and do nothing all day, so I'm going to want to find some type of place to work, just to keep myself busy.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
and you don't want to do it to something that you don't like. You don't want to go and leave something that was already tough and
yeah,
get into something that was, that you don't like
yeah,
either. It'd be pointless.
bro.
So you want to. So it's finding and navigating places where you feel comfortable working again. You know, how long you want to work and all stuff like that. Like people don't think that's a thing that you can kind of judge, but I would say my biggest thing was trusting God to kind of take care of, like being the man of the household. I'm like, okay, I gotta provide. Am I gonna be okay getting out? Like it was like a big thing, and like God is like, hey, listen, I need you to get out. I got a mission for you. Like I need you to get out to do it. And I'm like, so the money though, you know what I mean? It's like I'm sitting here not trusting him, and the fact that he can actually provide, and he's the ultimate provider. I'm just the provider that he's put on earth for my family, and I think that trusting thing in him became a very big part because I had to realize who I'm actually dealing with. You know, when I really say, okay, I trust God, like I have to really think about him. Okay, this is the same person that, you know, split the sea for Moses. You know, this is the same person that he's done so much for so many people, and it's like if I think he can't really do it for me in this such a small situation as far as helping me find a job to provide for my family when I'm out, it's kind of like, you know, I'm not really trusting him in a full capacity. And like, what am I really saying? How am I really saying I follow him if I can't trust him in this way? So I think trust for me has been very, very big in this transition. Even this podcast was a trust thing. Because we can get into that too. This podcast was a trust thing because, and you know, I almost didn't do it. I almost called you and said, "Hey, well, I'll catch y'all next season. I'll get
Oh,
y'all's first season in. I'm gonna hang it up. I'll be on the next one. Most likely, you could introduce me as a new person." But I remember that Sunday because you called me, and I was at T Largo. It was a little, I guess, tea shop in Lakeland, and I remember sitting there, and I'm like, "Dang, I hate to call this man and tell him I'm probably not gonna do this." As I'm sitting there thinking that, here go my phone. Ring. Mo. I said, oh man. I said, I guess I gotta tell him not. I said, I guess it's gotta tell me to tell him not. And you came in, you didn't even let me talk about it first. You just was like, what's up, bro? What you doing? Whatever. You was like, hey, I want to let you know, I make you the host. I was like, now you knew I just wanted to quit. You knew I wanted to tag out of this podcast already, and you gonna make me just come over here and give me the host position. So that was a trust thing too, because I was like, you know, I wanted to make sure I was asking God, was I actually prepared for it? Because I want to be given a space to where I'll be talking to the people that this would touch and will touch, and kind of be like, you know, be faking it. You don't want to fake that for people because people can see that, and I don't want. I also don't want God to see that I'm faking this because ultimately He's calling me to do a mission, um, which is ministry, and I think I don't want to fake that because I want to make sure that it's not really being me put on the forefront of it instead of Him getting His glory for it. Because at that point, it's more of a ego thing. Like I'm not trying to have my ego in this at all. I'm trying to put it to the side as much as I can for sure. Because I don't want people to see. I don't want people to see this and think it's only me. Like no, no. This is my product of what God is basically brought to pass. Because I'm like I didn't want to do this. You know, you brought it to me. I was like, yeah, bro, let's get it. I'm excited. And I was like, you know what? He make me the host. I'm not really. I'm just like somebody just tagging along to it because this is really your thing that you created. But I'm like, oh, okay, I can pull back already. You know what I mean? I ain't got to really commit myself to it. But Mr. Challenger over here, being heard from hearing from God and giving people the host position. Yeah. Now knows. So there you go. That's my little spiel about trusting God, especially in this case. Clearly, E bounce. But
no, he'll come back. He'll be back.
yeah,
But
go intentionally.
why do
Keep
you
going with
think
intentionally.
Christians struggle with the trust part? Because
Oh goodness.
or
Oh, he better.
go ahead,
Here we
but
go.
so
Go ahead.
don't do that.
You know, you get that ooh. They don't know it yet. I know what that ooh is. You about to pull something out, and
So
it's all about
I
okay.
was listening to a podcast and um Stephen Furtick said, oh, it's a sermon literally he posted. I was listening to it. It said, "Stop waiting and start trusting."
Mm,
Oh yeah, my boy E back. We just talking about basically people struggle with trust as you chime back in.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right back
he
in.
says basically stop waiting and start trusting. Because literally sometimes I'm realizing some people when it comes to certain things, they always say, God, give me a sign.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a question. How about he already gave you the sign?
But you're not listening.
Or, or
You're not
like for
trusting.
example, like it's that's when trust come in, right? Because it's literally and the reality is. That's the hippie moment. You don't trust yourself.
Yeah.
It be fear.
That's really what it
It
is.
could be fear too.
It's a
It
fear
could be
response.
sometimes
Yeah.
you could be fearful of stepping into like what he called you to do. You can see it in your face. People, it ain't about trusting yourself because sometimes people be scared to be a new person, like their new self, because
Yeah,
they so
yeah,
used to what they're used to, and it's like people will say like, God, can you? I need God. I need this. Do this for me. Boom. But when it's right in your face, it's a fear factor. It's a scare because it's like I know what come with this. I know how my life is gonna have to look after. You know what I mean? And can I be consistent with that? Can I like we were talking about earlier, being consistent with being with God, like following God? Can I be consistent with that? Knowing how my life was before, that's the biggest fear, bro. Not even gonna lie to you, because I'm somebody that's going through that, and I've been through that, like where it's like even when I was overseas, I'm like, God, please allow me to be a leader, like to be a leader to my team. Then when it came, I was scared. It was right in my face, like right in my face.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
my first
yeah.
year in the same
Give
team.
me a sign, God. Give me a
Yeah,
sign.
it's
God. All right.
like I was basically asking God for these things because I'm like, I'm trying to get back to where I was before. You get what I mean? So allow me
Hmm.
to be a leader. And then my first year in Freeburg, when it happened, I was scared. Like I'm like, oh man, that's right.
Yeah,
Like the coach giving me the keys. But after a while, I'm like, I know the person I'm gonna have to be. So my second year going into like in the summer, I knew what I was gonna have to do because I asked for all these things, and God already showed me that. I showed you that this you have to be a leader. This team wants you to lead. Now I'm going back to the same team, the same players, and the door was already open. I just needed to change like some things I needed to change. But I was scared though. Like I was scared because I'm like, how can I be a leader of men? You know what I'm saying? Like these are grown men too. Like I'm just coming to this team. It's my first year knowing them. Like how, like in what in the best way possible for us to be successful. So it
yeah.
was definitely
And
fear for sure. Like, cause I you could be a leader, but like you said, where you leading them at? Leading them to death, or you leading them to life. Like so, it's like, and as a point guard, bro, that's the biggest thing on the court, being a leader, making sure your team you can lead your team to victory. Like like, bro, Coach Barnes was always on me about be a leader, do this for the team, this, that, and the third. And it's like I didn't get it, but it's like as I got pressured into it, like not saying pressure, but that was God like preparing me for what I'm asking for now. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes we'll go through the preparation before, but we won't walk through the door because we still asking, but we're still scared. Cause I went through having to be a leader. Coach Barnes did that with me way before I even became a pro. But like as I got older in the game, it was just like, all right, this what I see. Like as me being a basketball player, this is what I see. Like what the high level players are as point guards. They leaders. So it's like I'm asking for that because that's where I want to be at. But it's definitely like a fear factor. It's definitely something scary for sure.
well, you came in hot, boy.
Hey, I'm
Oh,
telling
Yeah,
you,
always
because
something.
that was one of the six things. I forgot what it was. It was fear, it was wealth, health. And I forgot what the other ones. Basically, when it comes to human beings, things we don't do and why we don't do it.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's a fear thing. Like because especially me coaching kids, I'm realizing less kids want to be leaders because what comes with the weight of being a leader, like you said. Like I gotta be on time, right? I can't be late. I gotta mean what I say. 'Cause I was telling the guy, I was telling players on my team when they go to talking, want to be in the leader position. I said, realize now they're gonna whatever you do now, they're gonna be on it. So you gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? What comes with the territory, like you can't say something to somebody, your actions don't show that. Hey, bro, you gotta be on time. You 10 minutes walking in the gym. What we doing, cuz?
that's how it be. They gonna come
Nah,
with
that's
it.
real.
You gonna say you gonna lead. You gotta stand up and take that responsibility. I mean, same
Yeah.
way. It's the same way. Me and Mo
It
being
definitely
married,
come with a
running the
lot.
household. Yeah, it's the same way. You have to
That's
take
a
that
it's the
So,
same exact thing. Like you gotta be a leader of your household. Like you gotta lead your family. Like,
same
all right,
here.
question. The is that like a fear factor? Is that something fearful to walk into, or it's like more so like, all right, I know I'm going into this with God, so I'm trusting God, but you don't have no fear? Like, do you have any like small fear where it's like, can I lead? Would I lead the right way?
I
Big
think
fear.
it ties into um it goes back to how the devil tries to test us. He don't test nothing else but your mind. But then I found
Mm.
out then I found out that literally 90% of your thoughts don't happen.
That's true.
So literally it's just so one thing I read in the book is the devil like drifters, right? So that's people that can't think for themselves. So if I'm not strong mentally or knowing that like I can't be fooled because if a thought comes, that's why you gotta take it captive, and then you have to know realize that is this thought from the God or is it from the enemy? But some people will just drift into that negative thought.
Mm.
And then they be like, and what happens is now five, six negative thoughts come after the fact. Because then, like for example, because I guess basically the story of Adam and Eve. The first thing that the devil fooled them with was a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Did he really say that? So realize that everything that's what comes with doubt. So when the doubt comes, after the doubt, you hope at that moment you have a choice. Am I gonna hold it captive and believe that thought, or am I gonna speak with my words knowing this is not true? That's why prayer comes in. Because you can be thinking one thing, but what am I saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's what it decides into.
And thought and studying as well. I think like
Yeah.
being more into the
Yeah.
word, like you said, like the Bible. If you into the Bible, those thoughts like with what you know, like with your foundation of what you have from reading the Bible, those thoughts don't really mean nothing. Like they not gonna really hold no factor because you know his word, you know what his promises are, you know like the exact things that are going to happen in your life. Like not everything is going to be perfect, but you know you're not going to do it alone. So it's like those thoughts are
Yeah.
like the drifter thoughts. Because well, you know, in college I was like that. I used to be having like drifter thoughts. Like I could always think for myself, but if it was like a negative thought and I did something negative, I would like hold on to that as if like it's the truth because something happened, like something occurred. But as I got like older and I started like really talking to God more, praying, I started leaning more on like His promises to me, like not allowing
Hmm.
like what I'm going through or what I see because I still think about stuff. I still think about things that I want to do in my career, but then it's like the steps that I'm taking, or like just the journey that I'm going through. It's not ideal and it doesn't seem like oh the promises are there, but it's like I'm always keeping that in the back of my mind, even when I have days where I doubt myself, because I think like I don't know, I can speak for y'all, but for me, like yeah, I talk to God a lot, but I still have doubts though because I'm a
Of
human being.
course.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like I'm a human being, and I feel like I'm a perfectionist in a sense where it's like yeah, I got a family. I have two daughters. You know, I play overseas. I play basketball. I'm career driven. I'm like goal oriented, also family oriented. But me being away and having to do these things, it's like my thoughts are always basically like all over the place. So sometimes I fall short of like leaning on his promises, and I have a drift because I'm away. Like I can't see things, but when I do get to talking and I get to like remembering what he said, remember what his promises are to me, like that's when I can get clear of those thoughts, and those thoughts are going out my head. But sometimes
Hmm.
they still mostly there. Like I feel like it could be in a positive way too, because I done had some positive things happen to me. Like when I signed from France, when I signed from Switzerland to France, my first year I went to France. It was positive. It was very positive. But like when I got there, my thoughts, I'm like, all right, boom, these are good thoughts. Like I'm finna go here, I'm finna go kill. But it wasn't a situation because how the coaching was. I can't really speak too much on it, but the coaching was it was like I got something that I prayed for, but I walked into a door that God didn't ordain for me. Like it wasn't meant for me because yeah, I wanted these things and it was positive. But when I got there, the coach like tore me down. Like that's why I'm basically rebuilding where I was at to get back to where I'm at now. So I feel like even the drifters, it don't have to just be negative. It could be positive as well. Cause I have some positive thoughts that I've thought about and I've been in situations where it's like, dang, like now I'm going from this team to that team. This person done told me down. Now I got a bad relationship with this team because of what somebody else said. So it could be positive thoughts too. Because I thought after me being in France the first time, I for sure thought, oh yeah, it's over. I'm big leagues now. Like I'm finna go. I'm here. I'm going there. But that's not how it works every time. But
Hmm.
you could also spin it and then look at it as maybe it's God's protection. Like He was protecting me from something that I maybe needed to learn. So I don't know. It's a lot I be overthinking, but I definitely see like yeah, if you lean on his promises for sure, like everything gonna work out how it should.
Okay. I mean, y'all older than me, but I got for me, I definitely say the fear of stepping into being a husband. Well, I had to step into the role of husband and dad at the same time. So that was a very and I did it at the age of 21. So there was a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear
Yeah.
going through my mind, especially just like making sure like I knew I had these like I had grew up in church all my life, um, and it was never really for me myself. It wasn't really like a portion I had to fear about. It was more so not knowing the aspects of fatherhood and husbandhood at the same time. So it was like I never even got to really like I guess because at the time, especially at the time when it happened, I wasn't really I didn't have a church home at the time. I was at my first base. This is during around COVID too, so it really was like I
Hmm.
can't go nowhere. Like I
Yeah.
got nothing but thoughts to think about. That's it.
Yeah.
But you know, so I think it was a lot of fear, especially kind of thinking of how the world is going. Am I gonna be a good father? I knew I was gonna be a good one because I wanted to make sure my son had the best. Well, I do have a son, but whichever one it came out to be. But I have a son though. Whichever one it was that I gave him the best outcome of life. Especially I have a dad. And a lot of times that, especially when I figured out I was having a son, I was like, God, I, I gotta raise a man now. You know what I mean? I was
Hmm.
like, I
Hmm.
gotta really raise like because with a girl, I'm not sure for you, E. It's just like, oh, this daddy's girl. Like, yeah, this is maybe not, maybe not. But for my son, it was more so like, okay, I have to literally again model what I want him to grow up to be. That makes you question yourself to be like, okay, am I actually even modeling myself that way right now? And that caused a lot of like anxiety, fear, and a lot of stuff in my head to kind of be like, okay, I got to make sure everything looks perfect. So in that way, perfectionism
Yeah.
was my thing, and I still, and with trying to reach perfection, I was failing in like the areas that I should have been like hitting on. So those are some big areas. That was a big fear in my head, especially like at time. I knew it was gonna be fun, but I was like, all right, God, I
Yeah.
gotta buck her down a little bit.
It's gonna get serious out here.
It got serious, real
Yeah,
serious.
of course.
I'm knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's like you said, man. Like, with that was a normal thing, bro. Like, it's just what you do after that. And if anything, you just gotta learn how to navigate through it. Because, dude, when I got called to be a pastor, man, I almost threw up, bro. But
Oh.
I was freaking out, bro. Like, I told my wife, like, this past year, I've been experiencing so much when it comes to that, just overthinking it, and I never really was overthinking like that. But it was just like it's something. I think doubt comes when you do something new, or you don't feel like you're worthy of doing that. So, man, I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, like, this really about to happen? Bro, I almost walked to the church, bro. I'm out. But my wife being there, and bro, that's probably top five experience of my whole life. But like, like he said, because like with that doubt, it can be a beautiful thing because after it, my mom, my auntie has joined the church, and at that moment, I realized it wasn't about me. But I had to go through that doubt in that moment, and now, if anything, it's a testimony to somebody else to be like, "Yo, I feel you," because sometimes you can, when you're in this role or even if you go in leadership roles, people think you don't go through things instead of realizing, no, nah, bro, I feel you, bro, I've been there. And then, if anything, now I can tell somebody how to navigate through that, so you don't drift so far away. Or one day you find yourself 5 years later, like, dang, how did I get here? Because it dates back to even some people when drifting, it's like, well, I'm gonna go back to school. It's been 5 years later, or sometimes I talk to people and they be like, oh, like for example, kids, people like, oh, y'all too busy. I mean, you want me to wait till I'm not busy not to have kids? Like, is that really gonna happen? Like, inflation is real.
You're an adult.
You know what I'm saying? But this just be real. But I'm just saying, even as adults, who's not busy? Because I feel like if you're not busy, you're not doing anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fact.
Like, if I'm just, I ain't saying there's a difference between doing too much. I do believe in that. But if you're just sitting at home, like, bills gotta get paid,
Hmm.
right? Like, what are we doing for ourselves? So, things is always happening in life. Things happen, as we see. Some people pass away. Like, somebody can lose a job. So something's always gonna be happening. So if I wait for that moment, like, there's no perfect moment. It's like proposing to somebody, can right? When you propose to your wife, there's no perfect moment. We look for that movie scene. I was freaking out even about that. I'm thinking I got to get the biggest thing, realizing that if
Listen,
it's not even about that.
Yeah,
You
because
know that
bro,
those
that
things are nice.
it is, but
Those
it's
things
not
are
a bad thing.
that's
I'm not
like
gonna lie.
that's like the that's like the what you call it, like it's basically social media. So like I can't really say social media.
yes,
I can't no, I can't really say social media because that was a thing way before social media. Like a proposal,
correct.
it's more so
Yeah,
like a the way society shift in the chain in the sense of where like how we view proposals or how we view like relationships because of basically like
yeah.
the influence that we've had like growing in the world for sure. Like it's millionaires out here that got cameras, they posting all these extravagant proposals, and you know people are seeing it, people like women are viewing it, and it's real. Like
Yeah,
every girl, it doesn't matter who it is, every girl wants a fairy tale proposal, a fairy tale marriage.
amen,
You get what I'm saying? Like
amen.
some women grow to understand like that's not the most important thing in the foundation of the marriage, because that's more so that be more so in their mind. Oh, I want my wedding to look like this, my proposal gotta be like this, instead of it just being about what is this going to be based on. What is I watched this movie called Not Easily Broken, and in the beginning it say the marriage is a three screen chord. It's both of them, and then it's God. So basically, like,
Mm,
what is going to be the foundation of the marriage? When you find a woman like that, like understanding, then you be like, all right, I got my one. Like, i.e., Mo. I don't know your situation, but you too. So it's like it's because I could tell just how y'all talk about y'all wives. Y'all have great understanding wives. You get what I'm saying? Like everybody come with what they come with. But let me get back to what I was saying about the like proposal. Like yeah, it messes with your mind to make you feel like it
yeah,
has to be perfect instead of
yeah,
going off the feeling that got you to that point of wanting to propose. It wasn't about, oh, I want to propose because I want to have the best proposal. I want to propose because of the connection I feel with this person. I love this person. This is my person. This is somebody I can't live without. But that's only from a male side. When it come to women, oh man, come on, man. Come on. You gotta make sure, and we can give it to society, because I don't want to say just social media, because it was in movies. Like if you look at some
yeah,
movies from before,
yeah,
it was never nothing special. Like it was never really nothing special in the old movies. They were just popping out, whether they was at dinners or they could be walking in the park or something. But if you look at the movies like now of our generation, it's something that's crazy. It's
yeah. I'm
balloons
glad.
here, is this. If you just look at how the influence is changing, it based off like media. That's what I'm gonna say, media, not social media. So media, but you know that is crazy though. That's a big reason to have doubt or feel like something got to be perfect. But you can start at any
Yeah,
time, bro. Anytime.
because it can mess with you. It can because you can think I don't got enough to propose to her because I don't have this or I can't do this for her. Because I'm just saying from my perspective because I was broke.
Oh,
Listen, so cause and I was going to weddings. And I'm like, well, what you got that? I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Hey,
We're
don't
gonna
go
have
to no
chicken tenders.
wedding before you propose.
We're gonna have chicken tenders soup for my reception. I'm gonna
what they
have
want
Chick-fil-A.
that.
I'm gonna have Chick-fil-A cater that thing. You hear me?
Hey, matter of fact, y'all ain't getting no cake. Don't even worry about it. Go
But
home and eat.
but I because I remember I'm glad you said that because that's what was me. And I remember I was finding myself doing things that my wife didn't care about. Now, me and my wife first date was Applebee's, right? 225. I get that entree. She got her good appetite. Let's do our thing. We good.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody eat. We good. 25. You know, we get it to probably at 35, $40. But some people can be in a fairy tale, like you said, well, I gotta take them this dinner, or then you put on a perception that that you're not, which is social media, right? You know, you put somebody in front of the camera, that's not who they are. And that's probably why I wanted to do this with y'all, because I want to be me. This is me. I'm authentic. I ain't trying to put no front. I'm from Florida, Polk County. I got slang. Just gonna be real with you. I'm not
Nah,
gonna come in
for
here,
real.
put my little title on it. No, bro, this is me. You know what I'm saying? So
For
that's what comes with it. But when I finally realized I was trying to get a camera, I was gonna have people pull up. Now, that's for the women, if it's in the right manner, like a family, I do agree with those things. But sometimes if it's tied to social media, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like you do need to celebrate. But once you do these things, you realize that it's not even about the people, it's about you and your spouse. Because in the day, that's who you go to bed with and that's who you wake up with. That's what you're going to war with. So that's what I realized. I'm like, what am I doing? And then when I did do it, the way I did it, 'cause it was just me and her, but it was, first of all, it was emotional. She cried. I think at the time she probably wouldn't cried as much because of I don't want to cry as much because people are around. Or I'm not a, but I probably don't cry in front of. I mean, I done broke out a couple times, obviously, in front of my family, but on some like deep stuff, like probably and like the people I like, I have a connection. I know I'm comfortable enough to cry in front of, with no judgment involved with it. Whereas somebody else is down, be trying to be all tough, like, nah, man, you finna cry, man, you gotta be messed up. I'm gonna hold this junk in. But it was just me and her. And then right now, who is it? It's me and her.
You and her.
So that was how the foundation was built. So for anybody that's listening, you know, marriage is a beautiful thing. You go through your hardships, but it's worth it. And if you are in question of the how to do it, man, don't even do it. Like don't worry about that. Like just do it.
No,
Do
for
it,
sure.
bro.
He's like, yeah, that's me. That's me. I need to know how to do it.
Yeah, just
No, it's
I know
definitely
how to
you
do it,
for
and I
sure.
just and when I did it, bro, I was tweaking. I had to pee. I had to throw up. As after I was hot, I was feeling air emotion.
Bro, I'm telling you, mine. I told you, I went to the bathroom, called my mama. I said, I don't know what I'm about to do. Listen, I went to the bathroom, called my mama before I proposed to my wife, which is hilarious. My mama could tell
But
you
then,
this
like
story.
I said, it goes back to what he was saying. We was drifting and just making up things, and we had to go through that, and then now we can laugh about it and realize that, like you said, that's what comes with it was doubt. But with that doubt, we had to learn to navigate through that. Now we can laugh about it. But at the moment, we wasn't laughing.
No, for sure. Definitely was no laughter. 'Cause-
So yeah, my fault, Cam. I know we on this subject, but E, since we are married, like, what do you want in a wife?
Oh, hold on, hold on,
And
hold on, hold on,
then,
hold on, hold on.
or is marriage something that you want, something that you want?
I'm not. I ain't. I'm not really picky. I ain't really. I used to be picky, but I'm not picky like in the sense of like what I want in a
Yeah,
wife. Nah, like nah. Come on, let's be real. I used to be picky, but
I
like
know.
now I'm not
That's
really.
why.
I'm not really
That's why
picky.
I stopped here laughing.
I know, because I
Go
had to
ahead,
really
bro.
catch myself. Like, nah, I was picky. I used to be picky, but it's not really nothing specific. I mean, it is. It is something specific for sure. I'm not gonna say it's not because it is. I mean, the things I basically want in a wife is like, cause I'm away. I'm always away, and ain't no telling if my wife gonna come with me or if I'm gonna be away from my wife. Who knows how that's gonna work? So like for me, it's more so like understanding. Like that's the biggest thing I want in a wife. Like understanding my career, my decisions that I make, my leadership. Like whatever I do that's best for the family. That's for the family. That's what I want from my wife is understanding. Like I don't really need nothing else for real. Cause if she my wife, obviously I know she gonna love me. Like I'm not marrying anybody who not gonna love me. But for me, the biggest thing is
Yeah.
always it's always been understanding because I'm so all over the place. You feel me? Like now I'm doing the pod, then I'm overseas, and then if I'm not in practice, I'm either working out. If I'm not working out, I'm either sleeping or the time zone is different. So it's like I'm all over the place with stuff, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do after basketball, writing stuff down. So I feel like my person needs to be understanding of that because it's not just for me. Like this is not something, yeah, it's my own goals, it's my ambition, but I know why I'm doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like so if I have that person next to me that's understanding of why I'm doing what I'm doing, I feel like I can do anything, bro. It's nothing I can't do because now I'm leading with God and also I got somebody beside me. Like he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Stop playing with my boy. Stop playing with my
oh no,
boy.
I told you
Yeah,
I'm in there a little bit. I
Stop
told you.
playing with
I'm
my
finna lock
boy,
in.
he
man.
in there. Don't worry, he in
I'm
there.
finna lock in, nah, for sure. But that I mean, if you want a wife, everybody should know that. So I've always known that. Like he who finds a wife finds a good thing. But it just
Hmm.
understanding for me, bro. Like I used to have all these like a female. Like basically I would say like my expectations of like a woman, of what I wanted from a woman was like a female for real. Like basically like, oh, she gotta be this, she gotta be that, like a checklist, like for real. And then like once I
Yeah.
got older, I'm like, bro, I don't even need all that. Like, don't even need all
Nah.
that for real because it's not for
That's
me. You get what I mean? It's like
mhm.
because I want to
Yeah.
please somebody else and be like, oh, I got this. I could have this, but I could have something else like with the qualities that I want in a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely had
Yeah,
like a checklist. It was like a woman, but you grow, you get older. I was younger, so but
man.
definitely it's just understanding for me.
Well said.
Very
You
well
know?
said. All right. Well, we're gonna start coming to a close on this. And something that we do, you feel me, something that we do, or will do, and eventually, well, not eventually, something we will do every single episode. We'll give somebody the final spade. What that means is, we'll each get it. Well, this person will get an individual time to actually just kind of say what's on their chest, what they've seen, that they want to discuss. It could be a song, it could be pretty much anything. This is just your final um, ending if you want it. So again, it's called the final spade. And today, the final spade goes to. I can't get it right. I can't get this. I'm not sure what this button is or why it's not messing up. It's messing up with me, but it's not working right now. That's supposed to be a cheer. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead, Mo.
yeah. So the final spending with me.
Final spade is you.
Um,
Final spade is you.
so basically, I'm just saying, how I'm feeling. Um, this
Just
is for
any
my people who ever. Go ahead. Oh, you about to say something?
nah, just he basically was just saying like just anything. Like could have been a song,
Yeah,
whatever on
yeah.
your
No, I
mind, your
know. No,
heart.
it's not that. I already know exactly what it is. I was making sure.
Okay.
Um, the reason why we are doing this is we're not doing this for each other. Um, obviously we want to do what we have to do, but I feel strong in my spirit that somebody's listening to this and they're in doubt of many things that they can do in their life. And I want you to know that the doubt is okay. And to know that you always can reach out to us in some capacity. Obviously social media and wherever it is. And my thing is there's no perfect moment, right? Because if we work for the perfect moment, in reality, we're never going to do it, right? Most things that happen to us that's great is those things that somebody pushed us towards, you know. So like for example, with Cam, you heard that he was about in doubt of of him being a host or even being a part of podcasts. But in those moments, Holy Spirit is a real thing. I just called him and then made him the host. And obviously, I was looking for a third person when it comes to the podcast, and then E came about, and me, and E, we got a brotherly love, but we also have understanding. Like I'm not mad at E and he ain't hit me up because I know he's playing ball.
Yeah.
I know he's doing something for himself. And also know he got kids. So, and then us to loop back around and to see where we at in life. So this is for those people that, bro, just do it, bro. If it's a podcast, if you want to be a gamer, right? But just make sure whatever you do, you're not doing it in the image of trying to be somebody else. Be you, right? Be authentic to who you are. As long as you are doing it right through Christ, and don't worry about the naysayers. Like, don't worry about the comparison because it's going to be there. Let's just be honest. We go down the road, you see somebody homeless, people talk about them. So they're gonna talk about you. LeBron, I'll never forget this. LeBron was at his son warming up for a game, and he was dunking in warm-ups. And then the next day they on TV talking about, oh, he's making it about him. But let's talk about those players that were impacted, that they're in the league lines with LeBron James. But nobody said that. So don't worry about naysayers. Don't worry about even this. Like we're gonna study. We're gonna learn from what we did wrong. What we're gonna do right. Because you have to have good. That's just it's good feedback. But we live in a world where everything is a negative portrayal on feedback. You turn the TV on and something about somebody what they did or what they're doing wrong, right? So we don't want to do that. We, and this is what this is. And I just feel as if I had to say that because you can do it, bro. You really can. I just believe in anybody. I feel like God has called us to do something in the world, so that's just what it is.
Very real set for the first final spade. I like that. I like that. So that's the ending of Call a Spade a Spade pilot episode. Mo, you said it right when you said we got some mess ups and we gotta go back and fix them because I don't know what this cheering button was that I've been trying to press y'all with. The music came on. I don't know, but
Yeah,
we'll get that fixed up. But
yeah.
that's pretty much it. If you heard anything that you like or just felt like it touched you in a way, or you can just relate to it, make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what it was. Again, reach out to us on our social medias. We'll have that somewhere in the description somewhere. And yeah, just let us know. We would love to hear you guys. We love to see that you guys are, are listening for one, but also that we're actually touching people. It doesn't really kind of have to stop with just anything. We're all still normal people. We're again guys that play overseas basketball, as a pastor, and a military guy. So we got some background for you. If you feel like you need to share something, feel free to reach out. Again, comment, share it with a friend if you feel like it could help somebody else. But sometimes remember, call a spade, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Doses.
I'm done recording. I'm